Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this one. So, in the latest chapter of One Piece, we got more information on what happened to Kobe when he went to Amazon Lily to get Boa. Now, he shows up and he's asking her, he's like, yo, you need to come with us, you need to come with us. The Marines want you, blah, 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 we're going to take you in. If you come peacefully, blah, blah, blah. And Hancock's like, I'm not going with no man unless it's Luffy. I'm not going with no man. Now, my opinions on Kobe have not changed. I think Kobe is portrayed as going to be the strongest Marine. He is my second favorite Marine, I would say. I like Garp a little bit more, but Kobe has had the biggest glow up. Kobe has had the most amount of potential. He's worked the hardest out of any character in One Piece, maybe besides Zoro on the training thing, and he's trained under one of the best Marines ever. He's considered a hero of the Rocky Port incident, which is very interesting. Now, he was never going to beat Hancock, and he was never going to beat Blackbeard because Blackbeard showed up, and Silver's Rayleigh. He couldn't beat any of them. They were all not his allies, so he wasn't going to get away anyways. The Marines are not allied with any of these people. Now, Rayleigh doesn't seem like the kind of guy to just fight people for no apparent reason. And Hancock should have I thought it would turn him to stone, but Rayleigh said not to. And the person he'd still have to deal with is Blackbeard. And as a Marine, he would want to capture Blackbeard. Now, he's been kind of a nervous, nice guy. And I don't think he has the strength to beat Blackbeard. Obviously, I don't rate the Marines very high. Let's be real, I don't at all. I think he deserves to be a vice captain and not a captain, but we'll get there one day. Now, he has to deal with all three of these people. None of them are on his side, and he's trying to get Boa to release his men, turn them from not being stoned. Now, why would Boa do that? She doesn't gain anything. She wants them to leave. She tells them to leave. And Kobe, being Kobe's like, yes, we'll leave if you just release my men, blah, blah, blah. And let's also talk about the other Kobe incident last time he was basically in the series where he stopped Marineford, the war. Now, you could say it was Shanks, and yes, Shanks was the one who actually ended it, but it was because of Kobe's bravery that he's like, yo, I'll take on these people. And Kobe saw everything. He saw the bloodshed and all that stuff, and he's like, what the fuck is going on? He's the only Marine with morals. He's the only Marine, besides maybe Garp, that I can respect. It's Kobe. Now, his partner, Helmeppo, garbage. But he's always been garbage. And Kobe has the biggest glow up too. He's learned hockey. He's learned so much in 2 years. He went from a little scrubby little boy that nobody fucking gave a shit about to being a Chad among Chads. And everybody respects Kobe, I think. He's a hero. He saved people at the Rocky Port incident. His hockey's insane. I would not be surprised if he doesn't have conquerors. He has dreams and ambitions that are high, and they should be high, because he is a Marine. He needs to help reform the Marines. He's part of a secret organization in the Marines. Not SHIELD, it's like SWORD or something like that. And he's working with Drake. And it's like he's a very interesting character to see what's going on with him, because he's doing so much. And I think he is going to reform the Marines. I think that's what SWORD is all about, is reforming the Marines. I think that's one of their big purposes, because the Marines are kind of shady, let's be real. They're super fucking shady. They do shady shit on a daily. And it's very important that he is portrayed in a good thing. Now, he was never going to beat Boa. We all agree on this one fact. He was never going to beat Boa. But that would be a massive W for him. He'd beat the second strongest woman with a fucking ridiculously large bounty. But he was never going to beat Blackbeard either. And he's a very sensible guy. He knows what's going on. He's very smart. Now, I don't know what the fuck Blackbeard wants to do with him, because he captured him. I don't understand that pathway, what's going on there, and Oda will have to tell us something, because Luffy's still good pals with this guy. Yes, they're rivals because they're in different factions, and Luffy is a pirate and Kobe is a Marine, and they don't always see eye to eye. But it's very impressive to me that Kobe, I think he was stronger than the vice admiral he got sent with, let's be real. He didn't get hit by Boa's love beam stuff. And it's very impressive. And I think Kobe's still going to get downplayed. Because that's just what people do. They downplay Kobe. Even though he's been one of the more impressive Marines. And you're going to be like, somebody said Fujitora in my last video. And why I think Kobe's a better Marine. I think he's a better character too. And he's been in the series longer. He's had way more screen time. He's done more in the time he's had. He's trained harder. His growth has been bigger. His character is more interesting, in my opinion. And to see the parallels between him and Luffy, but also he has such a gap he needs to catch up to, because if he's ever going to catch up to Luffy, which I don't think he ever can, he would have to start getting closer to that, filling in that gap. Now, that's a hard thing for any man to try to do, is catch up to Luffy, because Luffy is such a relevant character. Obviously, he's the main character. But me personally, I would love to see a spin-off series about Kobe and his adventures and what he's been doing with Garp in it, because Garp would be a very important character in that series to see, because Garp is the mentor, and Garp trained him to be the man he is, and Garp trained the guy that's going to surpass him, in my opinion. Now, do I think Kobe might? I always thought this would be an interesting thing if Kobe helps Luffy beat Blackbeard, but also, like, Kobe's been captured, and how that relate, because it'd be kind of like the whole Zebek thing, but then I think the government would spin it in a way that would make it seem like Kobe did more than he did, and try to downplay Luffy, but upplay their Marine guy, which I think would piss off a lot of people. I think it would make Kobe mad too, because that's not what he did. That's not what happened. Now, this is just headcanon. That's just headcanon. That's just a theory. And Kobe has so much more potential to grow. And I love to see it. I love to see a man go from nothing to something. It's a very well-liked thing, because Luffy always had something. Kobe had nothing. He was a little fat, chubby boy nobody gave a shit about. And he worked his ass off. You cannot deny how hard he worked. He's worked so hard to get where he's at, and he's still working. He's still training. He's still doing all this stuff to succeed in life. And people are going to downplay my boy Kobe, dude. Don't do that. Kobe is the best Marine. I will keep on saying that. As much as I like Garp, I don't think Garp's a full-on Marine. I don't think he's always been a full-on Marine. He wouldn't do what everyone tells him to do. Kobe would do what you tell him to do, even if he thinks it's not the... Well, I think he has a brain, so if it's not what he thinks is right, then he probably wouldn't do it. Which is what I think a good Marine needs. They can't just follow fucking orders. Yes, I think Garp is a better Marine. And I've said that several times throughout the series. That's just because he's very similar to Luffy. And I fucking love Luffy. Luffy is my favorite character in the series. Kobe is very different from Luffy, but their paths and their journeys have been very similar. Just Kobe has had more growth, because Kobe came from nothing, as I said. And it's easier to come from... It's harder to catch up, but he's done so much. And I think the Rocky Port incident, we'll probably get more information on that, because, Wang Ji was in it. Or Ochaku or something like that is his name. I don't know. But it's very, very impressive. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.